All right, Celtics Live postgame. We got the music playing. It was the Magic, but a win is a win.
Victory!
So let's celebrate. Here we go, Celtics taking a much-needed win. A very, very much-needed win. And at the beginning of this game, the Celtics were down 3. The Magic looked like they came out to play. The Celtics weren't hitting shots. I was thinking to myself, I was like, oh, no, this isn't happening. This isn't about to happen. The Magic aren't about to beat the Celtics now, are they? So at least luckily, the Celtics did do what they need to do. There were a lot of sloppy things about this game that I'm sure we'll be able to get into, and I'm sure you guys in the chat will be able to, talk about here as well. But I will say this. In a situation where, there's so much turmoil going on with the Celtics right now, I am glad they got a win. Like, a win is a win. And I'm going to use that line here because even though this is a team you should whoop up on, the Celtics kind of, if you look at that final score, 92-79, and the Magic had a couple garbage time points, the Celtics look like they actually went in and took care of a bad team. Low scoring, still plenty of negatives to get into, I guess, but I'll say this is to me right now, right here, this is the definition of a win is a win type of a game. And, you got the W. Forget how the box score looked, anything like that. But welcome to the Celtics Live postgame show, everybody. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you are new. And, guys, like up the stream. We have a Celtics win, finally. I feel like it's been forever since we did a Celtics stream where they actually won. We've been watching some and doing some postgames of some bad losses lately. So, yeah. Let's at least celebrate with the like button that the Celtics got to win, but we'll get into all that right now. I mentioned how some things in the box score don't look too great. Let's jump into the box score here. So we'll start with Jaylen Brown there. 28 points from him, 5 rebounds. He shot 60% from the field, 37.5 from 3. Got to the line 7 times, made 5 of them. Jaylen Brown, we'll talk about him in a second. I don't think there's any secret here. He is going to be the Celtics player of the game for me tonight. But I want to talk about a couple other guys here. I guess the next guy that I would have had as a runner-up here would have been Al Horford. 12 points, 12 boards, 7 assists, a steal, and somehow he had 2 blocks, and you're like, only 2 tonight, Al? The guy's been blocking 1 million people a game, and now he has 2 blocks tonight, and it's kind of a letdown. But, and then you look at, I guess, Jason Tatum here. I really wish we saw more from him, especially in sort of response to all of the issues, I guess we can call it, and all the talk here. 14 from him, 6 and 3, 25% from the field, 16% from 3, 62% from the line. It looked like he just wasn't really there tonight. And then his little, butting heads partner here, Mark Smart, 8 points, 4 assists, 4 boards, 8 shots, 6 threes. But, yeah, I mean, Nothing really jumps off of the box score except for our player of the game tonight, Jaylen Brown, 28 and 5, and again, 59% from the field. Jaylen Brown, I don't know if it's even totally, I don't even know if it's debatable at this point. Probably the Celtics' biggest star so far this season. Not to say Jason Tatum won't catch up to him or anything like that, but Jaylen Brown and Al Horford, to me, have been the 2 best players on this team this year. But let's jump into some chat, guys. Again, if you want to skip the chat line, or if you just want to support the show and support me, make sure to drop a super chat. You'll get your shout out, and we'll answer you right away. But let's get into some of the chat here. I don't know if we're going to stay on too long tonight. I'm on the mend, but we're still feeling, we're still a little sick. We got a cold or something, so trying to get some sleep as we're getting up real early to do the NBA picks videos and everything. But starting off, Ubi says, incoming, I'm not satisfied with the win comments. And honestly, I think that those comments are kind of validated, Ubi. I don't think I'm in that boat tonight. I genuinely am sigh of relief, they got a win, right? But I don't think that this was sort of a statement win. And I know you're playing the Magic. It's hard to make a statement win against the Magic, but you would like to come out here after all of the turmoil and all of the media and everything like that. You'd like to come out here and just absolutely pound a bad team and say, hey, no, look at that. We're good, right? But there's still ongoing reports now that, the Celtics are really not cool as cucumbers right now. Sweaty's saying, hey, what is going on, Sweaty? AC saying that was totally unconvincing. If the Woj report's true, we're in trouble. So that's exactly what I was talking about. I do agree. If this Woj report is actually true, that, the Celtics had a team meeting and apparently nothing was really accomplished, it was unproductive, everything like that, it's 7 games, now 8 games into the year, and we're having players-only meetings. I don't like the sound of that. So I like that they got the win. I'm not disappointed in the win. I think a win is a win in this case, but man, oh man, like, yeah, I don't know if this was a convincing one. But I can say I'm satisfied with it. Michael's saying the Celtics finally off life support, and they're right back to it, though, or they're right back to it tomorrow. Like, and that's one thing I don't like either. So let me flash this up. You're playing the Magic, right? Perfect opportunity to kind of take it, to take your starters out and everything like that. Jason Tatum played 34 minutes. Al Horford at 35 years old played 26. Robert Williams, injury-prone Robert Williams, right? 30 minutes. Your star, Jaylen Brown, 31 and a half. Marcus Smart, 30, or almost 33. Like, a lot of these guys played a lot of minutes tonight, and I don't love that on the first half of a back-to-back where you're playing the worst team on the first half of this. Like, you know, you have to now play Miami tomorrow, and that's one of the best teams in the league right now. So, don't love that. Don't hate it, though. Like, it's still early in the year. I don't know if a fatigue is going to be that terrible for these guys, but Miami's coming off a big win against the Mavs, and they have a rest day. It's not the best recipe to go out there and play, you know, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown combined almost 70 minutes, right? All right, let's keep going here. AC says, I was excited for that Charlotte win. That was uninspiring, and it's fair. I think that's fair. Gear says, ever since Ime called Jaylen out, he has been playing great. Yeah, and let's not forget, too, Jaylen, he got called out by Ime, but Jaylen at the same time, too, coming off of COVID, right? Like, and I know he was asymptomatic, and it might not have affected him like it did like Tatum last year or anything like that. But what I will say is not playing basketball or not playing competitive basketball for that stretch, whatever it was that he was going through playing, you know, not playing during the preseason and everything like that, and just kind of jumping in head first. I don't sleep on that. Like, I give a little bit of credit to that because it's like, you know what? That's a guy that almost missed his preseason, had to kind of stay up and kick his feet up and everything like that. So Jaylen, you know, his legs look tired, and his legs look tired, honestly, as of like a couple games ago. Tonight, even in a game where it seems like everyone sort of looks lackadaisical, Jaylen Brown still says, hey, you know what, I'll drop a 28 on you, and I'll be the reason that we at least get a double-digit win here, you know? Like, Jaylen Brown didn't go overboard and be like, oh, let's go off tonight. Yet he still dropped 28 points. You know what I mean? Like, there's a strong correlation between the fact that Jaylen Brown had 28 points tonight, no one else even sniffed 15, and the Celtics won by, you know, 10 plus points, 13 plus, I think was 13 points was the final. So, all the respect to Jaylen because he's carrying this team right now. Him and Al Horford to me, really. Ubi says off life support, but still unassisted breathing. That's true. Like the Celtics are now home from the hospital because they got the win, right? You know, they're not in the deathbed anymore. But now they got to carry around an inhaler and a bunch of medicine still because they're far from it. You know, they are still in the mud right now. Ryan saying Cole Anthony with the last second three won me my 3K parlay. Wow. Shout out to that. Two is saying, lost it, actually. Two is saying JB is the man. He is. I think Jaylen Brown's the best player in the Celtics right now, and I don't know if you can even deny that. Based on what you've seen, I don't know if you can deny that. Brian says up by over 15 and they didn't play Jabari. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Like, he's the only guy. Cantor, I guess, also, right? Jabari's the only guy in Cantor. Those two guys just didn't play. Like, what are we doing? Come on. Let's get the kid some run. Jabari Parker, former number 2 overall pick. He's still fairly young, and he comes in and sometimes looks pretty good. And it's funny because I say that. Everyone's like, oh, well, he sucks at defense. It's like, yeah, no kidding. But, like, a blowout game, garbage time at the end, you can't play him for 2 minutes? I don't know. All right, shout out to Brandon for the super chat. He donates $2. He says the Heat are going to be a challenge tomorrow night. Challenge in all caps. Brandon, you got that right. Like, the Heat are the real deal. They are playing, and I think it was either Scal or Mike on the broadcast. They're like, the Heat are playing in playoff form, and I think that's totally true. Like, they already are clicking. Like, they were winning games even without Bam. Bam comes back. That team looks good, and Jimmy Butler's playing super. I mean, that's going to be a tough one, but that will be, I will say, what the Celtics have now. Second night of a back-to-back, they have the excuse of, oh, that's why we're not going to win this game. If they go out and win that type of game, it brings that inspiration level up for, one, the team, and two, the fans and the organization, everything like that. Like, seriously. Shout out to New for subscribing there. It's like, if the Celtics, they have a real opportunity in front of them right now. They can go out and kind of punch a really good team in the face. I'm not saying they're going to do it or anything like that, but But wouldn't that be something? They go out there tomorrow night and they're like, hey, I thought you guys were one of the best teams in the league. Well, we're on a road trip back-to-back. Why don't we beat you anyways, you know? Jason Tatum drops 40 on him. Jaylen Brown drops like 25. Like, that'd be great. Who knows what's going to happen, but that'd be great. AC says, Bruno Fernandez citing my eyes hurt. And I like that he wanted to get into it right away, though. Ubi says, I took Cole Anthony over 1.5 threes. Al double-double. Mo Carter Jr. and all to have 8 rebounds today, plus Celtics money line. Took the W, won all 4. Love it. Yeah, I got to see how my picks are shaping up. Some of them are a little shaky today. We did have Van Vliet and also, who else was it? McCollum. They're over in threes, which hit very easily before even crunch time. Sweaty's saying Jaylen will be our best player. I think he is right now, but if you're saying long term, then maybe. Yeah, like I've said it over and over again. I'm still in the camp that Jason Tatum's the best player on this team. I think he will be. I think we've seen him start super slow, right? But I'm still in the camp that Jason Tatum's our best player, but I've always said, if you fast forwarded to the end of their careers and someone said, hey, Jaylen Brown ended up a way better player than Jason Tatum, that doesn't surprise me. You know what I mean? Like, that wouldn't surprise me. Jaylen Brown could definitely be better than Jason Tatum. 100%. AC saying, mentioned in your DMs, the Celtics win by 15 and Brown's going for 40. I was a little off. That's true. Pretty close, though. Pretty close, AC. Logan saying, finally a win. Burkett says, if Jaylen cleans up a few issues, he could become a superstar. And he's like, those issues are very minimal too, right? Like, he is putting some issues to bed. Like, Jaylen Brown is so on the cusp of being a superstar, it's not even funny. Like, Jason Tatum is already appointed a superstar. Jaylen Brown's better than him right now. I totally agree with that, Birkin. Ubi says, if we at least keep it within 10 points with the Heat tomorrow, I'll be satisfied with that off of a back-to-back, and it's the best team in the league as of right now. I'd like to keep it. I'd like to compete with them. 10 points doesn't tell me it's. I know you're saying within 10 points, so that's fair. But I'd like to compete with them even more. But forget like the numbers for a second. What I'm looking for tomorrow is no give up, no sort of let down. Like I said, they have a built-in excuse. We're already playing bad basketball. Our team hates each other. We're on a second night of a back-to-back. If they can just put all that to the side and play basketball, that this sounds weird, but as fans, us watching, we can say, wow, this team is interested. This team is engaged. This team at least wants to win. That's what I'd be happy for. But I think that they beat this Heat team. Like they're not playing good basketball, but like it's still you. If Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, if both of them click on one night, you now have Al Horford playing well. Like it's not like the Heat are just like we shouldn't just chalk. Like this is so early in the year for us to just start chalking blowouts up to the when Miami plays the Celtics, right? Like I know the Celtics have been underwhelming and have really been a letdown team recently, but I don't want to sound like we are the Orlando Magic. Like in every single game we play is kind of like, oh well, we're probably gonna get smoked here. Let's try and keep it to 20, that type of thing. I think that the Celtics can't compete with that team. It's gonna be tough. I'm not saying that it isn't, but damn. All right, guys, we are keeping up with the chat as best as we can. Make sure to drop a super chat if you do want to skip the chat line here. Sweaty saying, order the new 75th Celtic hoodie. Love it. Birkin saying, we will crush Miami. Birkin always keeping the positivity. Like, Birkin's all over that. I know that. Gear saying, I wonder if Jason's added muscle is hurting his shot a little bit. He doesn't seem to have that soft touch on his shot like last year. I think Jason Tatum's just starting slow. And I mean, that's one thing we can attribute it to. Like, he got bigger. Maybe his shooting form changed a little bit, so on and so forth, right? But I think he's got to take some time to get into a rhythm. And I don't think he's in a rhythm yet at all. Evan saying, what's good, Ev? What is good, Ev? Ubi saying, I think that's just natural. I feel like he's happened to a bunch of players throughout the years. Just might be an adjustment. That's what I think, too. I think Tatum just has to adjust to, one, his new body, his newfound body. He's now going through puberty. But I do think Tatum has to sort of just adjust and get feeling like oh, I'm a superstar. Like, I can drop buckets, that type of thing. And this obviously putting aside all of the Marcus Smart comments and the team meetings and everything like that. I'm talking just Jason Tatum in a vacuum, the way he's playing and, what he should be doing. I think that it's clear that, he's just got to take he's in an adjustment period right now, whether it's because of the weight or whether it's because he's learning to play with new guys or whether it's because, he starts games slow, starts games and seasons slow, which he definitely does. I think that I'm just playing the waiting game for him because like Jason Tatum isn't going to give you 14 points every game, right? Like, he is better than that. Whether people want to hate on him for the smart comments and say Tatum, is a superstar diva and all that, like, he's not a 14-point per game scorer. Jason Tatum's a 25-plus point per game scorer. We got to see that. Evan saying bench JT. I don't know. Halston says, do you think Tatum is suffering with the new ball issue? That's just as a probable thing to me as him gaining weight and adjusting to the shot. Is it the Wilson balls, the new balls? Like, yeah, 100% that could be the case. 100%. We got a Be Smooth raid in here. Shout out to Be Smooth. Crimson saying Be Smooth raid. AG saying, dude, I feel sick. Ev saying the Celtics play better without JT on the court. Yeah, but their best basketball is not without him on the court. You know what I mean? Like, right now, maybe he's not doing the best to help you, but Jason Tatum, the Celtics' best basketball is going to be with Jason Tatum playing his best basketball. I know we haven't seen that in a while, but I think that's truly the truth. Hustle saying defense still sucks. Yeah, I mean, they did hold, I guess, Miami to under 80 points, but I don't know if that was, Orlando to under 80 points. I don't know if that's like Orlando doing that to themselves, right? I feel like there's times even early in the game when I was like, okay, let's make statement stops and everything like that, and they were like Swiss cheese. So I still like the defense get a little better, but this is going to help their, I guess, averages now because they held them to, it was just a slow-paced game. AG was a click away from betting the Celtics at halftime. Oh, man. MH is saying Cantor used to come in and get quick buckets and rebounds off the bench. Now they don't even, like, I don't get it. And it's weird because Cantor to me, and same thing, Cantor and Jabari fall into the exact same bucket for me, right? One's offensive and one's rebound oriented. I should say one's scoring and then one's offensive. Or one's scoring and then one's rebound oriented, right? Did I get that right? So you could play those guys and literally within 2 possessions be like, oh, are they there? Do they have it tonight? That type of thing. But they don't even try that. Like, Cantor, I think, is a genuine, like, situational type player that you could take him and go, hey, you know what? Let's play Cantor right now. Does he have what it takes tonight? Like, or is he going to get bullied by Mo Bamba or Wendell Carter? Like, does he have that oomph tonight? And if he doesn't, bench him. It doesn't hurt. And then Jabari Parker, same thing. Gets in there. Does a shot look good? Does he get the ball? Does he make a shot? Can he get hot? It's weird to me that those are 2 guys that aren't playing at all. And you see Juancho Hernan-Gomez, Bruno Fernando, Nesmith get minutes ahead of that. Like, I don't know. It's interesting. Like, I would have totally thought, if you told me that Grant Williams, plays 7 minutes tonight, Al Horford and Robert Williams start, I would have thought 100% you see Cantor or you see Jabari because they get a little thin at the big man immediately because you start your 2 best big men. So it's I don't know. It's really interesting. It's weird that they don't play. Like, Jabari Parker must have done something to Udoka because he just does not get playing time. And I feel like when we see him, we see Jabari go in there and play well, and then he doesn't even get garbage time. It's really weird. Brian saying bowl for Grant or Nesmith. I'd do that. Dean saying I like that pullover work and I get one. This is like a couple years old. It is on. It might. I don't think we have it left, but it's GuyBostonSports.com/store. Anthony, if you do want to check it out. AG saying Cavs were probably. Cavs were probably the spread god. Kings right for them also. Yeah, I was on the wrong side of the Cavs tonight. But we've been on the right side of them a couple times this year. The Cavs cover. Brown's play style is more long-term than Tatum's. See, I don't know. I mean, I think they both have long-term. Actually, I would say Tatum's play style might be more long-term, Brian. I might disagree with that because Brown, he's got the explosiveness and that's what I'm talking about when I say play style. Obviously, Brown is crafty and he's developed more and more and more, the shooting, everything like that, so that's fair. But in terms of like Brown's explosiveness, first step and everything like that, I feel like that's going to wear before like a Tatum sort of let me cross between my legs and step back. But I think they both, actually, when you boggle it down, both Tatum and Brown are set up for, long-term success. And when I say that, the difference, I would be like a guy we played tonight, Cole Anthony, right? Like, that's the type of guy that as he gets older and older, he's going to get worse and worse. And I hate to say it because he's explosive and is pretty filthy right now. But it's like you can only be quicker than the guy covering you for a short amount of time. Like, you're not going to be a 35-year-old guy in the NBA quick as hell going by guys, And if you are, you're just one of the rare ones. Kieran saying, I'm very worried about Tatum. I'm not worried just yet, but I feel like it is worth noting that Tatum hasn't been himself, right? Like, I'm not using the worried word yet. AC says, was that Aaron Nesmith? I thought I saw a ghost. Good to see him get one. Yeah, he finally scored this year. Hustle said, I feel like they don't give Brown the ball enough. Yeah, to tonight he did lead the team in shooting, so I'm okay with that. But like when they lost to the Bulls, Jaylen Brown had 2 fourth quarter shots, and they scored 11 points in the fourth quarter, and Jaylen Brown was the best offensive player. So they got to do that. Moon saying this Magic beat themselves. See, that's what I meant with like the 79 points. That makes the Celtics defense look good. But in reality, I do think that the Magic, you know, they didn't make shots or they made it tough on themselves as well. So I do still think that there's some defensive woes here with the Celtics. Like the Magic made the Celtics defense look okay tonight with that 79 points. AC says, good news, the Celtics over 500 on the road. Brian saying Tatum needs to take less risky shots. I know he hits them, but it's not how a team should play. Yeah, especially when he's not playing well. Phil saying, sup, Ev. Someone said defense sucks. They held the Magic to 10 points in third quarter overall. 79 points. That sucks. That's damn good defense. It's good defense in the grand scheme of things. Like, the whole package is good defense. But if that wasn't the Magic, I don't think that defensive intensity they played tonight, Phil, is 79 points worthy. Like, if they played against the Pacers, they played against the Heat, or they played against any team, like they played against the Bulls again with that's 100 points for another team, you know? So that was in part because it was the Magic, but you know, yeah. Dean says water tonight, not beers, huh? That's what's up. If it was a big win, I might pull out the beers, but still battling a little bit of a sickness. Feel a lot better. We are on the mend, but you know, figured water would be good for the system, you know? Late says, in all seriousness, what's going on with Tatum? Yeah, it's something to watch. It's something to watch. He says, glad we have Jaylen back. I don't know where this team would be right now without him. Seriously, like this, without Jason, I'll be honest, and this shouldn't be like jaw-dropping to any of you guys. Without Jason Tatum, or without Jaylen Brown tonight, this is a loss. Like Jaylen Brown had to drop a quiet 28 points. A quiet 28 points just to beat the Magic. You know what I mean? Like they beat the Magic by 13, and it took 28 from Jaylen Brown that I feel like we're not giving enough credit to. Ubi saying also we still had the same problems there. It was 4-minute scoring drought in the fourth against the Magic. Yeah, they were in like a 10-0 run or something. If that was a good team, that's a big problem. Seriously. All right. Again, this is gonna be the longest stream tonight. We gotta rest the voice and rest the body to beat this sickness. Juice says, I bet the Celtics, and they scared me for the first half. I don't think I will ever do that again. I haven't been betting the Celtics because this team scares me in general. I'm not surprised at all. Like, this is where I stand with the Celtics. I don't need to bet them in a game like the Magic here, because if they can get this win, I'm happy enough, right? I don't need to attach the money to it. And then if they lose, I just get more and more mad. So I am I'm fine with just getting that win as a true diehard Celtics fan. You know what I mean? Ma'am says, I literally forgot all about Fernando. Yeah, and he comes in. Fernando's fun. He comes in, he starts throwing shoulders, gets a technical foul, like literally. So this guy had in let's see if we could pop this up. Yeah. Bruno Fernando, he played 2 minutes. He had 2 fouls and a technical and a turnover. I mean, and he was a -6. Bruno Fernando came in and was a -6. Hey, he came in and just did his thing, I guess. I don't know, man. I do like Bruno. I like his energy, everything like that. But not the best look from him tonight. Like he looked like a hothead scrub or something out there. I don't know. I'm also saying finally I win, and that's the thing, guys. If I were to take this back to the beginning of the stream, we played the victory music. We got excited. I would say this is the definition of a win's a win. Like, you can use that, cliche. A win's a win. Because this was a game that the Celtics just needed to win. I didn't care how they did it or anything like that. Like, even if they pumped the Magic by 50 points tonight, I think you'd still have the sort of, notion of, well, it was just the Magic. What does that matter? So really, to me, it doesn't matter that much that the Magic looked good at times or the Celtics defense looked bad or Tatum looked bad. Like, this is genuinely the definition of a win's a win type of a ball game. And it was much needed because a loss would have been like all hell breaking loose, So at least we got that. Joe saying, I think Tatum is troubled with his role. He wants to play like Kobe, but is expected to play like LeBron. Yeah, I mean, and it's tough because then, even though people didn't like what Marcus Smart said, I think my take was that I didn't like that Marcus Smart said that to the media. I didn't like how that went down, but no one was really saying, oh, Marcus Smart, what he said was wrong, right? It was more or less, one, Marcus Smart shouldn't be the guy saying it, or two, Marcus Smart should say that behind closed doors, not to the media, that type of thing. But very few people were like, oh, no, that's wrong. Jason Tatum passes the ball plenty. I know that some videos came out afterwards and whatnot, like of Jason Tatum passing to guys and then missing the shots so they don't show up on the stat sheet, that type of thing. But Jason Tatum, I think we can all agree, is like predominantly looking to ISO one-on-one, take you and score over you, which is okay when he's doing it well. And that's a whole nother like lane that we can go down. We don't have to get into it right now. Like, no one's complaining about Jason Tatum's ISO ball when he's scoring, right? But I think in like isolation plays, I heard them saying it on the pregame show right here on YouTube. Shout out to that, guys. If you don't watch it, if you just tune into the postgame, start tuning into the pregame too. A lot of good stuff there. But if you look at like all the ISO ball players in the league right now, like they're shooting like 45%, 42%, 50% on ISO plays. Jason Tatum's shooting like 30% on ISO plays. So yes, it's great when he does it and he can go up there and shoot 50% on an ISO play, but 30%, that's 30% when he goes and dribbles right in front of a guy and then pulls up or tries to get by them and stuff like that. Like, that's the problem. So to me, it's like, you know that Jason Tatum wants to be Kobe, but if Jason Tatum was hitting the shots, no one would have the problems with it, I guess I should say. Right? Like, it's not like this is an unknown type of player that we know of Tatum. It's just that he sucks at it right now. So that's the problem, I guess. Because, you say LeBron, I assume you mean with LeBron a guy that's going to do more things than just huck up shots and score, right? So I totally agree. Like, and if he wants to get to that next, like, there's very few people that can be Kobe Bryant. In fact, there's probably a short list. It's called Kobe Bryant. If you really want to be great, the path is definitely to be able to score and be able to drop 40 on any given night type of thing, but to also be able to pump up 8 assists and, 6 rebounds and that type of thing. Whereas Jason Tatum right now has the tunnel vision on scoring, and that's great when he's scoring, but 14 points tonight, 25% from the field, 16% from 3, that ain't scoring. Hong says, yo, dude, told you Cavs gonna win. Yeah, he did. I like the Blazers tonight. Close game, but the Cavs really controlled it all game long. Like the Blazers made a game of that. So wrong side of that one for sure. Brian says Ime needs to let Brown lead the team until Tatum becomes regular Tatum again. Yeah, I mean, if that's an easy dynamic, then 100% I would do that. Mayhem says Bruno had all that frustration from warming the bench, and he says, have we addressed the players only meeting? We kind of addressed it. So in terms of what we know, I guess, is that this is nice. The Celtics won tonight, but it's a pretty big deal that Woj, the most trustworthy, I guess, reporter in basketball, right, goes out and says, hey, you know what? They had a players-only meeting. It was unproductive. Nothing really came of it, everything like that. Like, that's an issue. That's alarming. That's tough because, and again, I said at the beginning of the show, we are like 8 games now into the season, and you're having unproductive players-only meetings? Like, that's like if this team is around the trade deadline, they've had a bad year all year long. Like, it's pretty alarming that it's like, you know what? We already hate each other. We're in a players meeting and we can't even figure it out. Like, I don't know. Maybe it is like, a small sample size and everything like that, but it ain't the best. It ain't the best to see that you have a players only meeting and it's unproductive and this team's just a few games into the year. Like, you should be able to get over that so quickly. Like, whatever the issues are and whatnot, it's the beginning of the year. You should be like, yeah, I got you, man. We got a whole year to make this better, everything like that. They're dapping up. They're hugging. But the fact that Woj comes out and says, it was an unproductive players-only meeting, I'm like, oh, man, that's not what you want to hear, less than 10 games into the season. Seriously. All right, a couple more comments, guys, and then we're going to jump off. Short stream tonight, I know, but we are back here tomorrow, and I'm sure we'll get into it tomorrow, so keep that in mind. And if you are new, make sure to hit the subscribe button, like this video as well as we go here and celebrate a win. Maybe we'll get 2 tomorrow, but just a couple more comments here. Phil saying Celtics need everyone to play well tomorrow night to have a chance, and they definitely need Tatum too. Like, I know you're saying everyone, which is totally true, but let's start at the top. Like, I imagine Jaylen Brown's going to give you effort because he just seems like he's playing really well right now. I imagine Al Horford's going to give you effort because he's been the most consistent, in my opinion. You need your superstar tomorrow night. And I know people are saying that's Jaylen Brown, but we all know deep down, as of right now, Jason Tatum's still this team's true number 1 superstar. You know, Jaylen Brown might be playing like it, and Jaylen Brown might, end of year, maybe trade deadline, is this team's number one. Who knows what the future holds? But right now, you know, and right here, Jason Tatum's that guy, and Jason Tatum needs to be that guy. And I'm not saying he needs to huck up 50 shots, but he needs to be that guy. And you know, he stunk tonight. I only can assume and I guess hope that he doesn't stink tomorrow, because like that's 2 nights in a row. That's even more alarming. So we shall see. Lemon saying, like Jalen Rose said, Smart's the point guard. It's his job to pass and theirs to shoot. Yeah, and I think that that's totally true. It's just that the rhythm of the offense needs to be a little bit better, right? Like Smart passing and Jason Tatum going on a 20-second ISO isn't a great offense. If Jason Tatum's making the shots, then I trust those. Like I know people hate to see that or hear that, but the only reason we're ragging on Jason Tatum's offensive game right now is because he's missing shots. Like when he's dropping 60 against the Spurs in a comeback win, no one cares that he's ISOing. And that's just a fact. So Jason Tatum, like we all know what he is and what type of player he is. The buckets just have to fall for us not to get down his back, because it's tough to be, again, 30% in ISO situations. That's a little tough. Late says you're a little concerned you can't get it going against the Magic. Me too, but you know, I'd rather him not get it going against the Magic and get it going, and now I'm just assuming he's getting it going against the Heat. I'd rather him get it going against the Magic and then, or not get it going against the Magic and get it going against the Heat than vice versa. Like, give me a Tatum that's going to get up for big games versus games like this where maybe he recognizes he doesn't need to go out there and do anything too extravagant, but I don't know. That's pretty like glass, that's glass half full viewing it, right? Like, I can totally admit that. This is a good point. Brian says, Kobe had the reason to take risky shots. He didn't always have the best type of teammates, but Tatum has Brown, so he should not be taking those types of shots. Kobe did have some teammates, but Kobe was just established as Kobe, right? Like, you couldn't tell Kobe not to take that shot. And Kobe obviously had bad games and stuff too, but Kobe earned his way into playing like Kobe. I don't know if Jason Tatum has earned that even closely yet. Now, maybe if he was, you know, parlaying his great year last year into a great start to the year now, you'd be like, okay, fine. Like, you do you, man. But right now, that's not even really close to what's happening. He's dropping 14 points in the game. He's getting called out by Marcus Smart. Like, right now, he's got some issues. So, hopefully he fixes those. But, guys, we are going to wrap up the show for tonight's short stream. Just got a quick one in here. Shout out to the new subscribers and the super chats that we got tonight. I do really appreciate that. But yeah, quick one tonight. And we'll be back here tomorrow. Hopefully after a big time win. That would be great if we can jump on here. You know, I know we skipped out and we had water tonight, but if the Celtics win tomorrow, you best believe we are pounding some victory beers for sure. So we will catch you guys. Oh, we got a super chat right at the last second. I was about to sign off, but holy crap, we cannot go without this. Dio coming in with the 10 big ones. He says, hey, bro, glad you're finally back on. Finally got a W. Now let's carry this momentum in the next game. Hopefully you can have me on soon on the podcast when we talk Boston sports. And guys, everyone here is my witness. And Dio, you know too. I've said it multiple times. Dio's coming on the pod. So, you know, I'm a liar if that doesn't happen in the next couple weeks. So shout out, appreciate the $10. That means so much and so much support. And hopefully we are going to be talking about a win tomorrow when we jump on here. So one last thank you to you guys for tuning in tonight. Subscribe, like, and everything like that. And we will catch you guys tomorrow. And I like that comment, Mayhem. Mayhem says, this is the appetizer for tomorrow's big one. Yeah, I don't want to fill up on stream tonight, you know what I mean? And you guys don't either, so we gotta get a win tomorrow, and we'll have a good stream tomorrow, win or lose, but hopefully we get a win. But we'll have some disappointment beers tomorrow or some victory beers tomorrow either way. So we will catch you guys in the next stream. Again, shout out to the super chats and big shout out to my dude there, Dio, for the $10 at the end there. Appreciate you, my brother. So we'll catch you guys in the next one. And again, I don't know how many times I'm going to say this, but hopefully we're looking at a win. Peace out, guys.